I know that I've sent you some emails, Sheriff. Yeah. This is an actual marriage certificate from the United Nations. Now, what you need to pay special attention to, the number was 492 of 2000. Now, Jakova was an actual location where we got married on the 18th of December of 2000. Yes. And I mentioned that dissolution of marriage where Heidi had no victims' rights after July 13th. Yes. And you didn't give me notice of court hearings, and I would have told Judge Rohr. Yes. My record's expunged. The arrest record had been sealed. Yes. I never violated probation, and I was found not guilty. Yes. Now, we registered in 2000. It was December 18th. Yes. And I'm wanting to divorce my wife. Now, Heidi's signatures on this? We were assigned numbers from the United Nations. We have ID numbers from the United Nations. Not every American can say that. Yes. But we are actually registered in the United Nations as having had issued a United Nations marriage certificate. Now that number 700713M 021129, yes, that's my actual United Nations number. Oh. Heidi's number is 700616 OF100727. At the time, she was living in Port Angeles. Yeah. Carlsberg, yes, last known address. Now, this woman, Sandra L. Condit, was not there. That was the biological mother of myself. Yes. Heidi's mother, June Frances Schaff, maiden name instead of married name instead of Irving. Yes. Yes, yes. Actual signature, Paul Chad Budnick. Yes. Heidi's actual signature, Heidi Lee Budnick. Yes. You notice that the slant of her signature is to the right? Get your protractor out. That means Heidi Lee Budner's signature was to the left. Yes. Now you have an actual signature of my actual wife. Yes. And your issuance of a dissolution of marriage that I never received. This registrar, yeah, probably still alive. So in Kosovo, yes. Jakova dated the December 18th of 2000. Now, I know Clallam County thinks that we are the only American citizens that have ever been assigned a United Nations number, pooch, but we're not. So why don't you call the United Nations and get the number right that has been given and assigned to every American citizen? Because Judge Rohr, you did not have any jurisdiction. Do you understand? You did not have reciprocity. You have no jurisdiction or authority of law to dissolve a United Nations marriage certificate because we are obligated as two individuals have United Nations identification numbers to inform the United Nations that we want dissolved. Yes. Number 492 of 2000, yes, the 492nd marriage certificate of the year 2000. We want it dissolved. Now, Heidi didn't give you the evidence that I'd had my record expunged. Two court commissioners took it upon themselves to reissue a protection order where I was found not guilty. After the court hearing, my record was expunged and my wife had no victims' rights at all. Now, this number, 492 of 2000, yes. We actually are obligated as husband and wife, right, to motion, yes, the United Nations to have dissolved, annulled, yes, a marriage certificate that was issued in the year 2000 on December 18th, and the individual identification numbers that were assigned to us at the time of the marriage has to identify us as no longer being married. Now remove your barratry, because it looks like a dissolution of marriage, but it's not. Now, it's not a dissolution of marriage. It's a fraudulent court order without any due process to myself that's been used to kidnap and conceal the location of my sons, and it violates numerous international conventions. It's a fucking war crime. Those identification numbers that were assigned to us at the time of our marriage have to identify us as no longer being husband and wife. I kind of think they give people those for the rest of their lives. Now, I'm going to want my sons. And for every cop and sheriff that said, well, he's homeless and he has no money, at this very moment, I have no money. I actually have $0. If I was to get a phone call from my sons, I'd be like, well, I have no money. If you want to pay for a hotel room, we can reside together in a hotel. Now, I know it seems like an odd way to start a parenting relationship, but what if I found out that my sons have the same legal right to sue? Yes, every sheriff, all cops, every mandatory reporter, every oath of office, all attorney oaths. Now, it might be being in their teen years, Zachary, over the age of 16. Yes, that he might say, oh, Dad, let me pay for the hotel room so that they can. Well, they're the victims of kidnapping, child abduction, child concealment. Why don't you let me talk to them and I'll find out if they have any money? Because I'm absolutely sure. Now, I know Marilyn's going to lose everything that she has, and I thought maybe I could borrow a little money for her. As soon as you let her call me, I'll tell her I'm going to sell her. I'm going to sue her husband for every fucking thing they own. Now, maybe she wants to pay for the hotel room and do a cash advance on her credit card. She looks like the kind of woman that has good credit. Now, when you know you're going to take every asset, how important it is to cooperate so as to pay for a place for me to stay so that I can sleep in a bed and I can take a bath in a bathtub. Now, my sons might realize the importance of supporting their father at his very inopportune time. And Marilyn might realize that there are certain lawsuits that I could file that could cause her an immense amount of harm.